Hello, Year 7. Today we're going to learn about the contents of the toolbox in Photoshop. So in Photoshop, there's going to be a toolbox, and what you're going to get to do with that is you're going to completely get to know each little bit of it that we might need for our assessment task. Now, in Photoshop, the toolbox is located over here to the left-hand side. Now you might be able to see that as I'm starting to hover over elements in the toolbox, little windows are popping up with examples of what they do. This is an amazing new feature from Photoshop, and it's really going to help you if you ever forget, what does that tool do? Let's start with some basic ones. Now, first of all, if your toolbox is not here on the left-hand side, make sure you let your teacher know. But if your toolbox maybe doesn't look like mine, that's okay. They can all look different shapes and sizes. If you want it to be a bit more square, there are two little arrows facing towards the right. If you just click on those, it makes the toolbox all visible as a square or more rectangular, long rectangle shape. And then again, press the arrows back if you liked it how it was before. I would like everyone to first hover over the first tool, which looks like a whole bunch of arrows, like north, south, east, and west. This is the Move tool. This will allow you to move things on Photoshop on your artboard. The next tool is the Rectangular Marquee tool. Now, this is not a tool we might use, but some of you may learn to use it later, so let's skip it for now. The next tool you will see is the Magnetic Lasso tool, or if I right click, the Lasso tool might be there. Maybe it's the Polygonal Lasso tool, but I always have mine set on the Magnetic Lasso tool, and we are going to learn to use that in a later lesson. Did you notice how when I right click, more options come up for what is hidden behind a certain tool? So these are where sometimes your tools are hiding if you can't find them. Next tool here is the Quick Selection tool. That's great for tracing. Crop, I'm sure we've seen that symbol before, is next. Let's skip down to the Eyedropper tool. Now, have you ever seen a beautiful color in something and thought, I want to use that color? That's what you use the eyedropper tool for, as you can see in the example that it's showing you. It's picking up the beautiful colors and using those colors later on in the image. Let's keep going and come down for me to the Clone Stamp tool. Now, this is a very cool tool that allows you to get rid of blemishes. It allows you to pop things into your image that maybe you want to hide or cover up. It's great. Coming down a little bit further, we have the eraser tool, always good for rubbing things out and maybe our mistakes. And then the paint bucket tool, again, helping you choose colors and put colors into your images on Photoshop. Coming down a little bit more, there's some tools here that can be used for editing, such as blur and dodge, which means you burn and lighten the image. And then most importantly, one of the best tools we're going to use is the text tool. This is going to let you add text to your book cover. Come down all the way to the bottom for me. Here is the zoom tool. Okay, so you will click on that if you need to zoom into your artboard at ever a time in Photoshop or zoom out. Now, have a look at where my mouse is going up the top here. Whenever I click on a tool, lots of little settings turn up at the top here. So my zoom tool, if I want to zoom out, I can press zoom out or zoom in. Now, one more thing before I go. Down the bottom here, can you see two sets of colors, black and white? This is where you choose what color you want to use on your artboard. There's that eyedropper again. I'm going to choose red, my favorite color. And now red is the selected color to use for me to start designing.